So I know in this case, for example, our household budget was $15,000 roughly. Building wealth was $13,000, so almost $6,000, so forth and so on. Okay. It does the math for you. This is probably the scary page, because all of a sudden you realize, whoa, you're seeing the big number, and all of a sudden it's like, you gotta be kidding me. That's what it takes on a yearly basis just for us to basically buy food, or for household budget that you put in miscellaneous things along that line. What you'll notice on here too is, and the thing that a lot of us tend to forget about is, you got to factor in taxes. You should factor in some wealth building in there, your own personal retirement from that standpoint, education, charities, clothing, recreation, along that line. This education is personal. There'll be a separate educational portion that you want to use from the standpoint of your business. That'll come into play there. So let's go back here quick to the personal side of it. Okay. And if you knew what your monthly rent was, or your mortgage, let's say it was only $800. We'll put that in. You know your gas bill? 50 is probably pretty cheap, honestly. If you're heating your house for only $600 in the course of the year, that's your call. But here's what you need to do. You're basically, when you start this out, if you're not in a Quickbooks scenario right now, you may want to go and do average billing on some of this stuff. You may want to flip back through your checkbook, get yourself a real good start. You may want to just go back 2 or 3 months. Now, if I did 2 or 3 months playing through my checkbook and saying, okay, I spent money here at the grocery store and this and this and this, that's what you got. You may just want to start from scratch today and start working forward, kind of get an idea what you're looking at. But basically, you'll put these in. And if it's a yearly bill, for example, say you get an insurance bill, comes once a year, then you just will need to break it down to a monthly scenario, because all your entries will take place on the monthly side. Okay. It may only come due once a year in March, but you still need to factor from a monthly standpoint and bring it into play. It'll do the math for you. If I knew I had a $600 bill, if you didn't want to do it in your mind real quick, start pumping in some numbers here. You know, if it's 46, I'm at 552, I'm too short. You know, or open it up and get a calculator out. But enter it from the monthly side. These numbers are probably, when you look at them, not real excessive. And they're probably very true to life for most of us on what we need to be looking at or dealing with. As you scroll down from this, again, a lot of categories are going to wake you up a little bit. But the wealth building, if I want to start putting money away in my savings account or investing it, putting it in a retirement account, medical savings plan, if you're doing that, you've got to make that decision. If you don't plan for it, it won't be there. If you just hope that 10 years from now I got X amount of money stuck away, well, how are you going to start? Where are you going to start? So far, my investment plan is buying lotto tickets hasn't worked. You know, so you can't really count on that one. If it happened, it'd be cool, but it don't count. So you got to plan it from that perspective of stuff of putting in those numbers. Your personal expenses, make a call on this one. And this is probably one of those that will go back to how you're handling your car, for example. If your car is being paid for by your business, then I would enter your car expenses underneath your business expenses. Factor it right in there so it shows up and it makes you aware of the fact that, hey, I have to have this business not only from a personal standpoint to pay for this car, but I expect it makes enough money in this business that it's actually paying my expenses and becomes a deduction for a lot of us from that standpoint. You know, get you in that whole financial thinking mode that this is a business expense when I purchase this